Well, hello, Dragon family. Monday, woo, coming to you live. Last week escaped me again. Wow, this keeps happening. Time is flying. There is so much in the works energetically. So here I am. I've been able to come to you live today. I've had a wonderful morning. One of my dragon hearts is a month away from giving birth and had a beautiful project underway to interview 4 moms in different stages of motherhood, the mother and the mag of the crone and one other. Anyway, I got to speak and be on her podcast this morning. She'll be airing those in early December, I believe. So I'll be posting and sharing about that when they're ready. But it was a great discussion. It's really sort of neat what she's doing is pulling women in to share about their experiences going through a birth portal and how that moves you, like where does that move you into your power, into yourself, and having discussions about that. So I had a beautiful morning with that, and we'll share when they are up and live for everybody to enjoy that, whether you're a current mother-to-be, wherever you are in that spectrum. It was a fun discussion, and I know she's got 3 other beautiful women speaking. I'm going to go into some questions today that were they were comments on a video I did on the 18th of October. And 2 sort of random subjects, but somehow they were tied in that video. I was talking about angel wings. And so one of the questions was about working with AndaRas. And the other was about the connection between Archangel Michael and the Black Dragon, because this person worked with the Black Dragon, but they didn't feel an associate. They weren't seeing the Michael connection in that. So I want to share a little bit on that, just so you guys are clear. And so, of course, I've got my beautiful Black Dragon and the Black and White Dragon merging energies, a lot of merge energy going on right now. And how that's connected to Archangel Michael, specifically the Black Dragon. But the Black, the White, the Crystal Dragon, they're all connected to archangels. And so I'll go through that for you, being the Black Dragon with Archangel Michael, the Crystal Dragon with Archangel Metatron, and the White Dragon with Melchizedek. Talking about those, it's very interesting because I wrote them as they had a connection, as if like Archangel Michael always shows up when that Black Dragon is there. Those connections are cited in the book, in that section on each of those dragons, as I talk about working with them and their specific traits. But even for my own journey, it wasn't until it's fascinating to have even seen myself where I thought they were separate beings, but they always showed up in tandem together. But then to see that they're actually the same being and they're presenting a specific energy or side for a specific reason with a person. So early on in the journey, not many people are open or willing to be embraced or embracing of dragons. If a dragon showed up, you'd freak out, run away. If an archangel shows up, you're more apt to listen. You're more apt to maybe do what they're encouraging you to do, or to receive energy from them. So a lot of times angelic beings or beings that are more acceptable to you will show up. Before the dragon showed up to me, Archangel Metatron was present. He was helping me remember my own lineage. I'm connected in that same crystal lineage. He was helping me remember my healing gifts. And so even then, I didn't connect the fact, as all the dragon information started flowing in, that he was indeed the crystal dragon. That came much later. So when they present, they're presenting to you in something that you can accept and work with. And as you're ready for it, the other faces can be shown. If you need to work with the Black Dragon for a specific reason instead of Archangel Michael, he will present that to you. So trust that, because the one question was, I work with the Black Dragon, but I've never seen Archangel Michael associated with that. So just a little tidbit here. The Black Dragon, for example, works with shadow, our shadow body, bringing up, scouring those skeletons out of the closet, helping us really see and move through our deeper shadow pieces. What are our deepest fears? Well, isn't it interesting that Archangel Michael actually works with the same energy? If you do a search on Michael, there'll be lots of things come up. He's always the light bearer. He's always wielding a sword. He leads the light workers. He's all about life purpose, career path, but he is also helps Earth and humanity rid of the toxins associated with fear. similar concepts, similar energies, and Melchizedek and Metatron carry similar characteristics in line with the white dragon and the crystal dragons. So why would Michael not show himself to you? You may have more work to do with the dragons. You may have fears around angelic presence. You may have beliefs instilled about religious indoctrination, anything around religion or organized stuff. We all have so many different aspects, but I would encourage, if you're working on the Black Dragon in particular, because this was the question, but it could be the White Dragon, could be the Crystal, to actually allow yourself to see the greater truth of them as a being so that they can show you their multiple facets. Just like you have multiple facets, you are more than just this surface 3D level body. What other aspects are you? I'm a dragon. I have been allowing that to be seen and sharing that knowledge and information for over 7 years now, because that's what I'm here to do. It's about coming into transparency. It's about coming into the truth of self, of being able to stand in who you be so that you are truly you, regardless of how that's received, regardless of, and it doesn't mean you're like a crying crazy lunatic. It means really at your soul level, when you present yourself without fear, without doubt, and without pushing anything into anyone else's energy field, you're standing as who you truly be. And that's powerful. So when I see Michael and the Black Dragon as one being, it's because I've stepped into the knowing, the remembrance, the full awareness that actually, and I've talked about this multiple times on different lives, if you look up angel or angelic in the YouTube channel, in my feed, you'll probably find multiple talking about the connection between the angels and the dragons. So I won't go deeply into it here. But all those realms were originally seeded from the dragon realms. That the cherubim, the seraphim, the Elohim, they're actually dragon beings that seeded that angelic energetic because of their level of unconditionality, that divine love that they hold. That was a framework for building those levels within the dimensional planes, particularly the heavenly realms associated with the earth plane. So without going into a long discussion of that, just knowing there are those associations, and to pay attention to any of the angelic beings, any of the masters that you work with, as cited in the book. Say the air dragon is associated with Kuan Yin. She actually can shapeshift and take dragon form. Dragons are shapeshifters. So they're presenting as masters in a human type form or humanoid form because we're more comfortable with it. Allow them to show you the rest of their capacities, the rest of their traits or their gifts or their natural abilities. Whether it's, I don't know about Saint Germain. I haven't worked with Saint Germain, but I feel like there's probably a dragon association there. Merlin has a ruby dragon aspect. Isis, Ishtar, Lady Nada, they're the elementals, the earth, the fire, and the water. So just allowing that bigger connection to be shown. There's a reason you've not seen it. They've not recognized it. Let that now come to the forefront so that you do see it. The other piece of this question, and it sort of relates to this, is how do you work with it? How did you start working with AndaRas, or how do I start working with AndaRas? How do I work with them myself? And why I bring that in is like they're linked is because the AndaRas are being used by the dragons. They are created by the dragons. And so they're able to be used by the dragons as a frequency where they can inhabit it or use it as a transmitter without having to drop down and take a physical body. So like I'm a dragon that I've come and incarnated. It creates the journey of having to be through the veil, having to forget, having to wake up to it. And my capacity is limited to a degree by the dimensional layers and fields that I'm working within, whereas a dragon here that can come through an AndaRas can stay in a very high frequency to work with us, and so they become greater transmitters and conductors through these AndaRas crystals for healing work, either for yourself, for others. So hopefully that answered the question on Archangel Michael and the Black Dragon in particular, and maybe the connection between lots of the masters or angelic beings and dragons. So Sen, I think that was actually even your question that I just addressed. So if you just caught on now, Sen, go ahead and catch the replay part, because I just talked about Archangel Michael and the Black Dragon. And I'm going to go into now that other thread in that discussion on the 18th of October was about working with AndaRas from Monica. And so I have several AndaRas. I've got probably 8 or 10 out on my rock shelf that I have in a specific sphere. There's an array of colors, and I can use them when I want to connect with those dragons specifically. But the ones that have come to me for my own individual work, well, let me talk about this group work, or this one in particular. This is one that came to me as a healing transmitter. It's one that when I'm doing healing work specifically, always wants to be present. The dragon working with it expands and works into that blueprinting frequency to move tissues in alignment. I first found this one, I was in Shasta, got a message from one of my dragon hearts who was having some physical challenges and really was reaching out like, I need something right now. I need some help right now. And so I went down into the rock shop where all of these AndaRas are, Auntie Nellie's AndaRas are in this one specific shop. And I mean, massive layouts, rooms, and you walk in and it's just amazing amount of vibration. And I walked around and I found the shelves of those that were calling with the specific color range I was being shown to go to. And so there were 2 this color in different shapes. One was for me and one was to hold, representing her, connecting directly to my dragon heart's energy. And then I was told to go to the back room where there's a massive root beer AndaRa that's, I mean, it's probably this tall and this big. And it was a root beer AndaRa, and it was showing me that it actually could transmit the signal of the healing work being done directly, like take the signal and amplify it to get all the way to the East Coast where she was. So this AndaRa is very specific for that. I only use it, and the AndaRas will show you what frequency. Their colors definitely have specific tonalities or purpose within it, because the dragons associated with those are probably of that lineage and color. They helped create them. So using and being aligned with specific AndaRas, if you're a healer, using them in layouts, pay attention to that. Pay attention to the dragons that are associated with them and what they specifically align to. It's like knowing to use lapis versus amethyst versus citrine or herkimer or quartz in layouts when you're doing crystal grids with people for healing work. So pay attention to that, and the dragons will show you and how they're aligned and why those specific crystals have tonalities and qualities associated with those dragons. So that's my big healer. The other ones, when I say I work with AndaRas, there are AndaRas that will specifically come to you for specific aspects of your own growth. So I have this one and I have this one. And I think I told the story, I can't remember if it was on the 18th of October, about having these AndaRas vibrate in my hand. And I'm very into purple. I love purple. I have metallic walls. I have a purple couch. I have metallic purple walls. Purple love seat here in my space where I'm always doing my work. So when I ordered a bunch of AndaRas, because I was having these wrapped, I found a woman who had AndaRas and she's wrapping them, or was able to wrap them for me with dragons in them. And so I, of course, picked out thinking, oh, well, I want a purple stone. So I ordered all these, ordered a purple one thinking that was for myself. And when the box came and I opened it, I was really shocked because I pulled the purple one out first. I was so excited about it, but it was just sort of neutral. It was just there. I was like, oh, it's pretty. Maybe I'll keep it. Yeah. But then when I pulled this one out, this one in particular, it was for me. It was just making my whole hand vibrate. And I thought, isn't that interesting? I didn't plan on that. I wasn't expecting that. I love it. Now I see why the aquamarine color, it's part of my lineage. The dragon associated with it was trying to move into and work within my heart space, as was this blue one that also took me by surprise. This one's more of a diamond shaped, more of a medium shade blue. versus the aquamarine really brilliant. So when I'm working with these two, there are different days when I'm drawn to wear different ones. And sometimes I base my wardrobe on if one of the AndaRas is calling me, I will go and like address accordingly, energetically with that. Sometimes it's like, oh, I'm drawn to the energy of the shirt. Now I know why. It's because the AndaRa wants to be worn. So the difference between these for me, and these are the two that came to work with me specifically, if someone's gifting you an AndaRa, accept it gracefully and allow it to speak to you and show you, like, is this actually mine? Or like I received a gift recently. One of my Quantum Flight members wanted to send me an AndaRa, as she has she had some in line of, like, she knew about them. She's like, I want to get one of these for you. And so feeling like, which one am I more drawn to? So if you want to gift AndaRas, definitely ask the person what their heart is calling them to, not their eyes, because it's a really big connection for actual soul level work. You can have AndaRas left, right, and center. You can have a whole collection around your house, and they may not be for you to work with. They may be to enhance your environment, or they might have something down the road for you. But as I said, these two specifically, they were vibrating in my hands. They were calling me. So what do they do specifically for me? This one takes me more into the joy aspect of my heart. It was meant to unlock some deeper doors within my heart that were not allowing me to go into deeper states of pure joy, and allow that joy to bubble up and filter through me. So this literally, like, is ebullience. It's exuberance. It's this bubbling up feelings. And it's very interesting because it doesn't have bubbles in it, but it has a little concave surface here that refracts every color of the rainbow. When the light hits it, there's a little rainbow right in the center. And I thought, isn't that a perfect representation of the heart space and the deeper doors within, where I've not been letting all of those colors shine in and let the pure joy shine out. So when I'm called to that one, I know that I'm needing to let that joy bubble up, because you know what? Giggle therapy is key for our ascension, as is joy. Our natural state is joy. We have to allow that to bubble up, and we are not ever in nearly as much joy as our normal state. So I love working with that one. This one, interestingly, is a deeper tone within my heart that is about trust. Opening my heart into deeper and deeper levels of trust for vulnerability to share myself fully. And when I'm called to wear that one, it's definitely, I can feel myself working through trust issues, wanting to go into a deeper, it's like a calm space in my heart that opens and allows vulnerability. So that's how I specifically work with these two AndaRas. These are the ones in my field right now. I did recently, I purchased an amethyst that called me. But when I want to work with the other AndaRas, I do wait to be called by them. Periodically, I go out and I look at them all, and I feel like, are there any resonating? If I'm working in session with someone, if I'm called to, like, you know what, I need to have that. I'm going to go pull that into my energy field here where I'm working. So that's how I typically work with them. I did a 2-hour mini class a couple years ago on the AndaRa dragons in particular, not necessarily AndaRas as a stone solely, but the AndaRan dragons and how to work with them, what their unique capacities are. And if you're interested in that, it's not available on the site as a purchase class, but I do put it out to certain people when they know, like, there's something calling me with the AndaRas, what do you suggest? And I do offer that as something that they can purchase and enjoy getting a lot of information out of it. So hopefully that was insightful or helpful for both Monica and Senna. And keep posting those questions, because that's what brings these discussions. Wanting to build on what's out there already as information. You know, there's over 400 videos on the YouTube channel now. That's pretty amazing, which answers a lot of questions. But if it begs more questions, let's keep the discussion going. Let's go in further. You know, I go a lot further in my programs, but not everybody is ready for a program. Maybe they just have a little one-off question. And so I love when those come, because it's topics that all of us can benefit from. And I will go back to this one wants to be shown again. This is the one that gets called into sessions most often. And not even when I'm doing healing work, but there's something that it's transmitting to a deeper level, as if it's taking what's being shared in session with someone and amplifying it to a bigger degree for them to move more quickly through something, or to have something surface. That's what they're showing me right now. It's about really, when we amp up the field, that allows stuff to come to the surface that really needs to be addressed or dealt with, and then the ability to take it away. So that's my little input on working with the AndaRas. Feel free to add any more questions or comments into the comment section of the videos. And I do see all the comments on YouTube as well. They come direct to my email, so I always am aware of those. And I'm always appreciating seeing feedback there. So have a beautiful week. We've got lots in store this week energetically as we move into election day tomorrow here in the United States. It's going to be an interesting play out of a week. So wanted to get in here before any potential ensuing chaos or whatever is going to happen. Wishing you guys a beautiful week, and we will see you in the next one, hopefully addressing your questions. Bye for now.